The 50th annual March for Life stepped off today in Washington, D.C. with renewed energy. Even though Roe v. Wade was overturned last year, tens of thousands came out to take the next step in a post-Roe America and defend the unborn. We have team coverage of this fight for life. We begin with the national correspondent for the Tablet and Crux, John Lavenburg. He's on the National Mall right now. Hi, John.
Hi, Christine.
So, John, it seemed to be a celebratory event today, the first March for Life since Roe v. Wade was overturned. But there was still a call to action, right?
Absolutely. And when I got here earlier today, people kept coming in, and it was a really big celebration atmosphere. As people came in, that's actually why I moved away, because the celebration was just so loud that I wasn't able to continue to do the shot from there. But with that said, the celebration atmosphere was there, but when I talked to people, their tone was a little different. They didn't so much talk about how this is a celebration, but talked about the work that lies ahead. They talked about how this march is still important to get Congress to pass legislation, pro-life legislation, how it's also important to show state legislators that they want similar legislation passed in their states and not an expansion of abortion rights.
Pro-abortion protesters didn't sit out this march. Did their protests disrupt the event at all?
Christine, I saw a little bit of protesting at the beginning, maybe that the cops might have gotten involved and told some people to leave. But overall, it didn't cause much of a disruption. People didn't even notice. And other than that one small incident, I haven't seen much of protesters at all. That may change as the march really gets started and people go towards Congress and the Supreme Court. But at least here at the pre-rally on the Mall, there hasn't been much protesting at all.
Yeah, you just mentioned this year the march is taking a new route. They're walking past Congress to symbolize that the battle post-Roe has shifted to the legislature, and the fight for the Hyde Amendment, which many consider the most impactful pro-life policy. Why is it so important?
Well, with the Hyde Amendment, of course, what that does is it prevents the taxpayer funding of abortion. And why that's so important is because if that is lifted for pro-life individuals, people that support the pro-life movement, that crosses the line from people that support abortion and people that are pro-life having different opinions to now people that's pro-life people have to support abortion funding. And that's something that they don't feel comfortable doing. It's against their beliefs, and they think it's crossing a line that they don't want to go to.
All right, you're spending some time today with marchers from the Diocese of Brooklyn, and as you know, New York's considered the abortion capital of the world. How do they stay motivated?
Well, people from New York, Diocese of Brooklyn in particular, that make their way down here, make that long bus ride, Bishop Brennan making the long drive down here as well, they stay motivated because now with Roe v. Wade being overturned, they recognize that doesn't change anything in New York. In New York, the governor has said they want the state to be an abortion sanctuary. You can basically get abortion throughout an entire pregnancy in the state, and there's no shortage of other abortion measures that the legislature is looking to enact. So people from New York know that their pro-life efforts and their pro-life advocacy has really only just begun, and they still have a long way to go to get the pro-life laws enacted and the pro-life mindset to the people in New York.
All right, John Lavenburg, national correspondent for the Tablet and Crux. Thanks for keeping us updated on the march.
Thank you, Christine.